All right, let's get right into it. So, the first curriculum I wanted to share with you guys that we will be doing for 8th grade is the Meadow Civics. And these two little things here are the eBay seller I got this from, and I'm sharing with you because she or they did a really good job packaging it. So, I thought I would give them a little shout out. This, as you may be able to tell, I've had a lot of iced coffee. Today's a crazy day. We had the CLT testing and the California state testing, CASP and CLT 2. I mean CLT 10. And I've got the Instant Pot and the crock pot going in the background if you hear a weird hissing sound. And we have to leave for a baseball game and Irish dance in an hour. So let's go. As I was saying, Oak Meadow Civics. The one thing that I wanted to share is I have an extensive review about this, which eventually I will include in this video, about what I liked about it and what I thought they should add. So I had a rather extensive discussion with Arlene about the necessity of the teacher manual. And speaking of Arlene, I will link her video reviewing this curriculum in depth in either the description. Yeah, in the description. So anyway, I had a long discussion with her, and it seemed pretty clear that you need the teacher manual for this level. So I just want to show you an example of one of the things that I had critiqued in my review was that the cases didn't have, it was hard to find information about cases for students, I felt. And so she told me and showed me that the teacher manual has the case background information. So the one thing that I had said in my video was that I felt the use of the word holding, which let me find for you what I'm talking about before I go on this long tangent. Page 29. So this is what the assignment looks like. It says, go find these cases. Here's the cases. This is the student book. And then you have this to fill out. So anyway, whatever. I don't know what I said before, but I feel like the teacher guide addresses it. So that's the one point I wanted to make, was I feel I was uninformed that this existed when I made that review. So in fairness, I wanted to show that to you. And I will also be definitely using this. And I bought this on eBay for like $30, I think. Maybe 25, 30, including shipping, and it's in really good condition. There's like a little bit of bending here, but it's really a clean copy. So anyway, we'll be using Oak Meadow Civics. And then if you've seen my other videos, you will know that we're also doing the core knowledge civics. Let me grab that. I have everything in a box next to me. Well, let me just show you this one. I'm looking for it. So we'll also be doing the core knowledge history of the U.S. We have volumes 1 and 2. The way that the world history worked for my son was he ended up doing one each semester, and this is the teacher guide. I've shown this extensively, I think, in the unboxing video. Let's see if there's a quick table of contents here. This is the timeline. I realize now I should be filming sideways. Apologies. I have a tripod situation. Now that I've got the phone situation fixed, maybe the tripod will be the next thing. So here's the breakdown of the big questions addressed in Volume 1 and Volume 2. Still not seeing a table of contents. So I'm not sure where that would be. Anyway, moving on. So we'll also be doing core knowledge U.S. history for 8th grade, which is what California State has public school students doing as well. So if you're in a charter, that's helpful. Okay, and then here's the civics from core knowledge that we'll be doing with Oak Meadow. I have not looked through this at all. I cannot tell you what is in it. This is the student reader that I'm showing you. And again, this is available for free on the core knowledge website, as well as the teacher guide. And there's also, so this includes civics and economics. There's also an internet clickable thing with more information, including a pacing guide. Here's the big questions addressed. civics in U.S. history, economics in U.S. history. They also have civics in world history and economics in world history, I believe. So if you're using that other middle school curriculum, which we did this year, this is a new thing that they have to go with each level. So that will be history. And then I also have this book. I don't even know where I heard about it. It's the same author as Whatever Happened to Penny Candy. This is the book. Let me show you the table of contents for this. I think this might be an Ambleside book. I'm not sure. And then they also have these guides. So I had my daughter doing this before, but she was not into it. I think my son will be more into it. And let's show you an example. So here, and again, this talks about law, Declaration of Independence, so it's all kind of similar stuff. So not sure what we're doing, but these are all the materials that I have. So that is all of the history, civics stuff. Then next we have first form Latin from Memoria Press. This is the teacher key, and I bought this for my oldest child, so this is all leftover stuff. First form Latin, this is the student text. If you're not familiar with how it is formatted, there you go. And my assistant is sitting next to the table if you can hear him cooing. This is a completed student guide. So this is for my oldest, who's now in second form Latin. And we did this in high school because I feel like I don't have a child that is capable of doing this in 5th grade. But, you know, some people that do Memoria Press do, and they're amazing, but not in my family. So that's what a completed student guide looks like. And I think I didn't grab the blank one, so I'm going to need to put that in my box. And this is the tests. You also, I think you get this in a digital file when you buy this whole package. So first form Latin. I also have the classical, ecclesiastical. I have the ecclesiastical pronunciation, so I'm going to need to get the classical. Ecclesiastical is like what they do in Catholic churches, and classical is the Latin that they spoke back in the Roman times. So the difference in pronunciation is in certain letters and certain vowels and things like that. They also have the streaming. I wanted to get the CD because streaming is like a whole layer of organization that I do not have. Next, for science, I'm really excited about this. History of Science from Bookshark. So I bought this for my oldest to do, and I had a feeling she would not like it, and she did not, because it's kind of like people who like science from like an abstract or intellectual perspective, which was not her. She likes practical science, but this is history of science, so it's kind of like a little bit, I was looking for the overview to show you guys scope and sequence. Sorry, this binder is like a knockoff, so that rings come apart very often. It's quite annoying. This is why you should just pay whatever for the good binders. Oh my gosh, this is so annoying. Whatever, we'll leave it open. So this is the scope and sequence. Can see the things that it's going over. So I was thinking, like, this is a history curriculum, but what if I use this as the science curriculum for 8th grade? I feel like that would be interesting, especially because my son so far is into science from that sort of like analytical, not applied science perspective. Of course, when he's in 9th grade, I will have him do the whole hands-on science-y stuff again. But like, for example, I bought him the Moving Beyond the Page Science with the lab kit stuff, and it kind of, I don't know, it doesn't really go over well. Like, he's doing the engineering and he has the lab kit and he's not into it. So I think we'll do that from like a more academic perspective, and I will show you the books that go with this if you're not familiar with this curriculum. So these are by Joy Hakim. She also wrote the History of the U.S. series, and these are kind of like mini encyclopedias. So the way that the Bookshark curriculum works is you read from here and then answer different discussion questions. So these are different periods in history of science. So this one's about Einstein. Then you have Aristotle leads the way. So I think this is the first one. And then you have the story of science, Newton at the center. So I think Aristotle, then Newton, then Einstein. I'm not sure if all three of these are in the curriculum or if I just have them, because I did buy these separately, but we have them. And then the other books that come with this curriculum are Archimedes and the Door of Science. I'm pretty sure, you'll have to double check. String, Straight Edge, and Shadow, The Story of Geometry. This is a very popular book in Waldorf circles. Einstein Paradox. Bomb. We just watched Oppenheimer, and it's really too bad that it's so adult-oriented, because I think it would be really interesting. Stuff Matters. This is another widely used book in different, I think Ambleside uses it, I think Blossom and Root uses it, The Clockwork Universe, and Longitude, and this is also, I think this is Build Your Library and Ambleside Online and other places. So that's all science stuff. So it's definitely a living science approach. Then next we have the language arts that I got from Core Knowledge. So if you've seen my other video, or if you want to see this in more depth, see my other video. I will just show you the table of contents for this one. So this is kind of like the style of textbook that you would use in like a public school setting, where you have an anthology of different things, and Core Knowledge is intended for public schools, so that's why it's more of a traditional textbooky approach. But I thought it was really interesting to go with this sort of, I'm not sure what the word is I'm looking for, but this type of approach where you have all these different selections, and this is the student workbook. So this is where he's going to be doing his writing, and then this is the teacher guide. And like I've said before, these are all available for free. So if you're interested in this and you don't have the budget, look on coreknowledge.org. You can find all of this there for free download. And then another unit I got was The Genius of the Harlem Renaissance. So this is the book, and I don't know anything about it. Like when I was flipping through it, I thought it looked kind of, I don't know if this is going to be like accurate or whatever. I don't know who wrote this. But here's the student activity book. Looks pretty interesting. And then draft your report, and it's got this different scaffolding for you. And I've really liked the language arts for my fourth grader, so I definitely wanted to try this. And then the teacher guide, and my assistant is getting a little bit cranky, so we'll just quickly finish this up. Sorry for this frantic pace. I got one science unit because I have not been a fan of their science. I feel like it's just too intensive, maybe too dry. But I thought I wanted to try at least one for 8th grade. So this book is called the Procedure Guide. So it tells you like what to do, written to the student. So it's kind of interesting. It's just an instruction book. So I guess this would make it easier if you have like a big classroom full of students and you hand this to them. And then, so it says, go create a T-chart in your notebook to do this, then share it with your class, then follow the instructions. So this is kind of a new thing I've never heard of before. And then this is the actual reader. So this is what the student reads. Sorry, this angle is just horrendous. Make your own sundial. That's cool. I didn't know it had projects in here. Around the world. I really should be filming horizontally, but my apologies. I could turn it this way. And I'm kind of discovering this book with you. So this is all student reader. And my son's been interested in space. That's why I went with this one. I don't think I said that. And this is the student workbook. And so the reason I got all these things is because I felt like when I was downloading the different files, it was really piecemeal and not really working out well, getting it together and getting it to the student on time. So that's why I bought this. And I don't know to what extent we'll do this. If he just at least does the reader and some of this stuff, I'll be happy, especially because the book sharks, a whole lot. What is this? Oh, this is modeling the Earth and Sun system. And so they did start selling like science supply kits, so I'm assuming that's what those things those like models call for. That's cool. It says take a screenshot of your light meter, use a camera or a phone. So that's cool. And lastly, we'll look at the teacher guide for the ending of this video. Hopefully this video makes sense and isn't so crazy the way I'm talking, overly caffeinated. And hopefully this helps you guys if you're looking for 8th grade curriculum. All right, that's everything. So thanks for watching and stay tuned for my other curriculum picks.